Hi everyone, this is Virgil and welcome to my video essay of the Illusion of Life Folio 2. Here are some information about my project animation, and most of them are already mentioned in the previous video essay. So this project is an animation based on character design in order to add more content to my Studio 3 project, which is a world setting. So based on those contents, this video essay will discuss how I put my thoughts on this animation and present them into the weekly practice. Week 6, I have been experiments with ink and wash painting in Photoshop. In order to observe this black and white classical painting method, I tried to draw the character in practice style and simply added some color in anticipation of any surprise. I created a 122 and 122 pixel grid in Photoshop and draw an orange kitten wearing a dark blue orb. Pixel rendering forced the artist to express details selectively, after ignoring some less important detail, using the movements or expansions of 1 or 2 pixel blocks to express the artist's idea. There are higher requirements for skill and thinking. Week 7. The overseeing pair of words I chose this week is turbulent and calm. I decided to combine this group of overseeing words into a small GIF to express their conditionary but unified nature. I designed a way that borrowed from montage editing technique to reproduce the memory or past of the character by temporarily distorting the environment and part of the character's clothing. The peaceful life of the character does not mean that he has no turbulent past, and coincidentally does not mean that he has forgotten this experience. Although those two states are opposing to each other, they are both part of the rule. The short-lived illusion-like technique is used in many works of art. I used it to enrich the character setting. I think this practice shows the thought I want to experience relatively well, and has a positive effect on my character design, narrative, and other aspects. Week 8. The main purpose of this week is to practice the power of similar movements and the expression of fluid through the simple movement of pouring water. The design was originally part of the montage narrative editing, but because it seemed too repetitive, the other parts were discarded. I had a similar water flow practice before, so I think I have a concerned understanding of this kind of movement. In the case of high frame rates, careful simile of the corresponding physics movement is feasible. In this practice, I think I didn't show the movements I thought well, and I couldn't express the detail between the practice. In the following up time, I will again choose such small movements for practice. Week 9. For this weekly practice, I chose the previous product into iterate. In this connection, I added the human form of the character in the tea room. The small movement of dozing off and shaking his head expresses the character's elderly state of mind. Most of the time the character is still shaking his head only after falling asleep. I think that the state of stillness needs to be experienced through small movements, because only when the state of stillness is sufficiently obvious you can observe the action. It's like we often use sounds to express a quiet outdoor environment in film and television, because it is quiet enough that you can hear the faint sound. Week 10. This way I continue to practice lens drawing similar to montage editing. In terms of narrative, I think this kind of lens combined with conventional lens can bring a different experience to audience. I think the practice of this week did not achieve what I wanted. After consideration, I think I have some problem with the arrangement and precision of the animation race. On the one hand, I think there is an issue with the time management. The deadline puts me under some pressure that the paintings are hard to satisfy even myself. On the other hand, I still need to practice the rhythm of drawing keyframe animations. Some shots that should be expanded or slowed down always be very fast during the drawing process. This is a problem that requires long-term practice. So here is my final outcome of this animation. Reflection. This IOL project is a texture design video I made for Studio 3 project, which aimed to supplement the whole setting of Studio 3 project. Inspired by montage editing technique and some special effect, this animation used a discontinuous narrative method to express the past and present of the character. In terms of results, I think there are lots areas can be improved. On the one hand, due to time, the output of this project is very rough, whether it is the detail of the picture or the rhythm of the animation. It seems that the degree of completion is very low. On the other hand, the creativity of animation has not been well expressed. When actually trying this new lens language, I found that its actual performance is more complete than I imagined, which resulted in my ability to not fully express this idea. In the project practice in this unit, I explored new performance technique and add some content to my project. In order to solve the problem found in this process, I will continue to practice design in related directions. So this is all my video essay. Thanks for watching.